Hey, what's up guys? I'm Swishtari and we're back this week with another match review. This is our third time reviewing Stos, who has climbed the ranks a lot over the past few months, going from a low ritualist to high oracle. This is an oracle 6 match he's in. He's nearly phantom now. Him and I have been playing together a lot recently. We actually went up against Average Jonas and Ido a couple weeks ago. We got absolutely whooped, but it is cool to get a chance to go up against the Ascendant and Turnus players that are so famous on Twitch and YouTube. So Stos is loving Great Talon. Even with the nerfs, he's still slaying on this character. So let's see how he does with the improved skill set in high oracle lobbies.
Engaging.
A couple denies early on. Unfortunately, the higher you get in elo, the slower people play in some of these lanes. Everyone plays very defensive and just focuses on denying souls, especially with the change to the soul economy.
Always have an escape plan.
It's unfortunate that you have to play this way, but you really should be poking as much as you can and not hitting the minions too much early on, but it doesn't matter too much. Lash goes in for a dive, takes a ton of damage, he's 1 HP. That's unlucky.
Forever.
But you're getting some good poke on the enemies. You heard somebody pop, it sounded like healing, right? That would be the holiday. Lash is unfortunately stuck
Target's marked
at his HP. Because he didn't get any of the farm from those last few minions and can't buy a 500 item. Unlucky. Hopefully the Lashes will just get killed here by the holiday. Looks like he's one headshot away from death. So you need to let this lane push back into you. You still should be absorbing the creeps and trying to go for denies here. You're at full HP. So you can still pressure up against that wave without hitting any of the minions, but they're freezing. So you're losing a ton of value from that entire wave of creeps that you just lost. So instead of hitting the minions here, try and poke where you can, and then just get the last hits on the souls and the denies. Last hits don't matter anymore. I keep saying last hits, but you really don't need to do last hits because you still get the souls from them. So I think you're really good at poking with the arrows on your ones, but you should also try and get that chip damage from like just shooting your enemies. It's not a whole lot, but it's something. And there's really not much point in hitting the minions this early on, especially when you're playing against a group of people who are just gonna freeze the lane on you.
on the move.
Lash is too low to help you, unfortunately.
Setting snare.
So you guys have missed out on probably like 8 or 9 minions in value right now. You're at 1.5k, the Lash is at 1.1k. He's got healing right now, so he's finally getting back in the fight, but the enemy team is up 1,000 souls on you already, and it's only 4 minutes in. Kind of unfortunate. Not a great start, but hopefully things get turned around for you. God, that crack shot hurts so bad early on. He just with Enchanter's Barrier and Hollow Point Ward.
Someone's using their noodle.
So we got Extra Charge, Mystic Burst, Extra Spirit, and Enduring Spirit. Good items early on. A lot of focus on the one. Could have tried to parry there for your buddy. He got stunned and you didn't, but that's okay. Ooh, they had their ults.
Hello.
That Lash is probably dead. He gets the parry though. Focus on denying those souls instead of chipping on your opponent. If your teammate dies in the fight, those souls that come out of your teammate when they die are worth a lot. So try and deny those when you can. Ash is back already. Quick respawn. And again, you guys are down 2k now per person. Just getting brutalized in this lane. And a lot of that's because you're pushing those creeps early on, and they're freezing the wave at their tower. So they're playing at their advantage and forcing you in. Abrams one shot here. You can kill him, I think, but he's healing pretty. Oh, nice shot.
I wish there was another way. In my sights.
Kind of turning things around with that kill. That's good. The Abrams overextended.
Swing by anytime.
Didn't use his ult for some reason, but
I'm not alone on this.
probably will try to force it now.
Strike true.
You're gonna try and bird the Lady Geist, I assume, but you're in a tough position. If they find you here, oh, nice. Doesn't matter. You got it.
Oathkeeper needs to be destroyed.
Lash is ready to do what the Lash does best.
Laying the trap.
So you've nearly equalized the farm. Lash is looking for an ult. You're at 4.2k. I want Enchanter's Barrier here. Yep.
Last one standing.
And you do. Extra Spirit, Olive One Ward, Enchanter's Barrier. What's next in this build? I can't remember.
I give you a boon.
Rapid Recharge is pretty good. So you're about 7 minutes in. These guys are denying the hell out of you. I mean, the Lash isn't helping much in the lane, unfortunately, but he's so far behind that if he goes in once, he's dead.
Here's Lady Geist ready to use Death Slam.
So I think it's unfortunate that you're forced to play this way, but you really need to play to counter the enemy freeze on the minions and just not hit them at all. I mean, you could try and poke the enemy heroes with your auto attacks and your one, but they're just gonna freeze us under the tower, which really sucks. Yeah, just start shooting them a little bit when you can. But you still want to be close enough where you're soaking the souls and trying to go for denies, even if you're not going to get them because the Holiday's got a quick gun, bullet velocity, and he seems to get all of these. And the Abrams is just shotgun spreading each one. God, that's like 15 to 20 denies I've got on you. Going for another bird on the Geist. Smart. Can we find it? Got both. Wow, huge bird there.
Fall one by one.
I see this.
Tell you what, I'll throw in a free keychain.
We're up 15 Spirit. Mystic Shot now. You're 3-0? 4-0, holy hell. Really good.
These are my hunting grounds.
Going for the sacrifice makes sense. You just want to make sure you're not missing out on this creep wave that's now shoved up against you.
I see Vindicta.
You should call this Lash off and freeze this lane right here. That's like the first time in the past 5 minutes the creep wave has been pushed up against your tower. You guys need to freeze it when it pushes up against you like that, because that's all these guys are doing. And now that you're pushed back up against them, they're going to keep this wave here for the next 2 to 3 minutes. And you can't push the tower because you don't have any soul advantage on them. Unfortunately, they're playing like, I don't know.
That's gonna help keep it
Let's take
on
out
the
Vindicta.
inside.
I don't like when people play this way. It's not very fun.
Let's take out Vindicta.
I don't think Blake is looking to pick a card.
I see Vindicta.
If we try and shove the tower here with Abrams gone, which is definitely the right move to try and take this out.
I'll be ready.
Ready to show him what Lash Lash is all about.
Yeah, since Abrams is gone, you guys need to shove this lane hard.
I see Abrams.
From your patron.
Lash recognizes it. Mirage recognizes it. You recognize it.
Mid boss has arrived.
You should still be using your charge shots on the enemy hero, even though you're trying to push the power here. Unfortunately, because the Holiday had so much health, she's got the confidence to try and just ult you there and lasso you. You had 3 charges of charge shot up. You need to, like, on cooldown be using that to try and poke your enemy, because it reduces their confidence to do things like what they just did to you.
The spirit urn is waiting.
If you poke into them and get them at like half HP, a 4th HP, 3/4 HP, they're less confident to do things like that. So while you're poking the tower down, you should still use those charge shots to hit the Holiday there.
Firing. I do not miss.
Amatoku gets a good kill on the Abrams here. Nice bird. You might be able to push up here and get an arrow. Yep. Okay. Good try. Wraith has no ult. Holiday has no ult. You guys should be able to get this tower for free.
Finding a better angle.
Okay, so overall, laning phase is over now. You did win because the enemy Guardian is down, but the Holiday has 2k farm on you, even though she's
Little bit of advice. Don't get
knock
caught.
out nearly as many kills as you do.
I
So
see.
a lot of denies happened because they froze the wave and focused more on confirming the souls, which is going to happen more in high elo lobbies. You need to try and counter that freeze by
Contact.
poking them as much as you can. Nice shot.
Just as
on
I'd
the
planned.
Abrams. Ooh, wow. Beautiful kill. One of you needs to recognize that Wraith is pushing your lane and needs to go back right now. I would send a Lash back if anything. He's weak, but the kill is nice.
And the hunt continues.
Killing the Viscus. You're finding good opportunities here.
Hesitate. I see Wraith.
Magician's going. That's good. You guys can probably take... no, it's too early to take a walker. You just need to take farm. Yep, steal some
Sending
camps here. That's probably the best move. You should also look to try and get this soul urn that's available, because that's the first soul urn, and that first soul urn was worth a lot this early on. As soon as your team has advantage, you should look to run that soul urn. Now you guys are at a slight disadvantage because 2 of your teammates are dead, so you can't do it.
Arrows not.
So we have Connect, Dash, and Healbane now. Really good items in this team comp. Healbane's good for the Lady Geist and the Abrams and the Viscus. I'd probably go for Rapid Recharge next, or Improve Spirit, but I don't play a whole lot of upgrade talent. It's been a while. Let's see. What am I missing here? Maybe cooldown would be good.
It might be time.
I mean, Rapid Recharge is the best.
Kill the Yamato!
Got him roped up.
Nice dodge.
Fire. Targets marked. They've taken our blue guardian.
So now that you lost the Guardian, you know that they're going to back off and collapse on your teammates that are in yellow
couldn't have gotten
and green. So you should be communicating to them that they should back off from where they are, or trying to rotate to help them. Because they were both pushed up against the walkers there.
Pull back.
Run while you still can.
Nice kill. 4 bird kills, 20.
Why you are legend, Grey Talon.
You can maybe shove this lane, but you should be trying to tell your teammates to go for the soul urn here.
I see Wraith.
If you can kill this Wraith, that is. Kinda tough.
Sending arrow.
Thanks.
gonna go back, probably get rapid recharge and improves cooldown, or
I won't lie.
I guess.
I don't know
Yep.
what that does, but my kid says all the mystics are buying it.
Buffs are up, there's a big fight happening over here. Time to join the teammates. There's no one weak though, but they are positioned to try and take your Guardian. So I would go towards yellow and try and help the Yamato with defending, instead of trying to farm in middle here. But it's kind of a tough call.
The yellow.
I'm not sure if you would have been able to stop that Guardian from falling either way.
Destroy the Guardian on yellow.
That would have been my move.
An excellent choice.
Sorry, Derps. Good match review.
Tap into my power.
The game's pretty slow. The enemy team is not really pushing. They're kind of waiting for you guys to go against the walkers so they can counter you. Farm is equalized at 92k each. Pretty.
There's no hiding
You
from
should
me.
be higher on souls, but because he got frozen so long ago,
I don't think
it's
so.
tough. Big bird.
I see Abram.
Unfortunately, no kills will probably come out of that. Oh, one does. No stacks.
Together.
Good counter push on the walker here. Okay, we need to get out. I would probably use my my 2 to try and get up in the air a little earlier. Because you had that 2 available for a long time. It doesn't quite work as well as Vindicta's 2, where she's able to like use it and then cancel it to get a burst of speed, but it still helps you to escape
Of
in a lot
course,
of those
Henry wants me to fix
situations.
things.
When you used it a little bit more defensively. Surge of power on 1. Soul Shredder bullets. Pretty standard spirit build for Grey Talon. You're 7-2, which is great. Very well farmed. Unfortunately, it's not quite as high on souls as the enemy team is, but
My strength
we're
will
catching
be
up.
yours. Our blue walker is under attack.
Good focus on the Vindicta there. Might as well send a bird, I guess.
This hunt
What's there?
is over.
Nice. That's a stack. If you're, I mean, I know you want to push the enemy team here, but I would probably try and deny some of those souls that came off the walker. Those souls are worth a lot. And you're out of cooldowns right now. There's no charge shots available for you. You're not going to be able to contribute much to this
I will
fight.
find my target and claim them as my own.
They're in mid.
With 2 dead
Let's go
here,
mid.
all the walkers dead, the mid call does make sense. Abrams does have ult here soon, and he's going to probably try and contest this. I don't think you guys are going to be able to kill this fast enough for them not to push this lane in blue position to contest this. But we'll see. Does Abrams have ult maxed? No, he doesn't. Okay, so you're good. You probably get this for free. Abrams backing up.
Green walker is under
This
attack.
Abrams isn't very good. He's kind of playing around a spirit build that focuses on his life drain, it looks like. I don't think that's very typical for high elo Abrams players.
The spirit urn is
I'll find them.
A bird here looking for anyone, really. Probably was going to go for the Wraith, but that's okay. Now that you guys have mid buff, you want to secure the Discern, so you want to help this Moen Krill make sure he doesn't die here. Nice.
Let's see what you catch, my friend.
Make sure you use that charge shot as soon as you have one available. I mean, that should be like your first move in a team fight.
I see them.
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
Nice. Good shot.
Very impressive.
Should be an easy push for your team here.
That slam's on cooldown.
Should be able to get both these Guardians. I'm not sure why the Yamato and the Moe and Krill chose to back off here. I mean, if you guys do back off, you should immediately go for this urn, but you're up 2 with Rejuve. I would have taken Guardians and a Shrine at least. And if you're not going to do it, you need to run this urn right away. That's more of a macro decision for your whole team. That's not necessarily something you can change. They are going to come contest this urn. They have 4k on you. Good damage on the Viscous.
You won't have the Rejuvenator for much longer. A yellow walker is under attack.
There will be no escape.
It's a risky spot to the bird, but... Nice. Get it off. Abrams is just hiding down here.
Taken our yellow walker.
I see Abrams.
So now you're splitting a little bit too much. The Yamato is just diving the enemy team, and you guys flick by Abrams. But he circled around back to the front line. I mean, they were able to kind of wait out your Rejuve and get Walker out of that. It's not the best macro play from your team. It should have been earned first and then 2 Guardians and a Shrine at least there.
Patrons give freely.
You have 7k, you need to go buy a 6k item or 2 3ks. I would just go for the mid shop here. You're already at full HP, so there's no reason for you to have to go back to the base. You can just go to the secret shop and buy your items where these guys are at. When you passed right by it there, I would have gone down and got 2 3ks and a 1250 or a 6k and a 1250. I mean, you can get extra spirit, improved burst, superior stamina, improved cooldown. But you chose to go all the way back to the base here. I mean, just a small efficiency thing, but you lose a little bit of time going all the way back here. You could have just been farming like over in green lane, for instance. Not a huge deal, but improved burst, improved spirit. I'm not sure what the next buy is for you at this point. Maybe boundless. Maybe you want something more like an armor or something to make it a little bit more defensive here. Or,
Taking the shot.
I don't know. 25 minutes. Jars back up. Buffs are back up. Your team has a lot of map control right now. They should be trying to get this urn, or at least positioning to stop them from getting
Contact.
There's a soul jar here.
Urn is waiting to be claimed.
You're at 3,500. You need to get a 3k item and then join this urn fight immediately. I would get superior stamina here. I know you go and improve cooldown. You got a heavy spirit build, but I'm telling you, superior stamina on Grey Talon is disgusting. It's so good. When you're up in the air and you can wall bounce twice, like as many times as you want, and just dash back and forth, it makes him so hard to
This is the
catch.
perfect spot.
Okay, big urn fight here. Let's see how this
I
goes.
see Abrams.
Abrams is
I see
deep
Abrams.
overextended. He's gonna back off.
Time for evasive tactics.
I see Ray.
Again, you should just be looking to get your charge shot on cooldown. Like, because you have 4 shot, yeah. Just send it on 1. Yeah, there you go. Get that charge going to get an additional charge as soon as possible. Kind of a stalemated fight here. I don't know how this is going to get initiated, but we'll see. Probably with a lasso or a lash. Abrams going for his ult right on top of you. You need to use your 2 to get out of there. Yep.
Taking aim.
Oof. Chasing hard on this Abrams, he's just not dying.
Good work. Kill them all.
You're kind of weak on health here. You need to recognize that you can't take this damage from the Vindicta and take the snipe. You can try and go for the bird. That's really the only way you can contribute to the team here, but...
The spirit urn is
Instead of chasing
waiting
the
to be
Abrams
claimed.
there, you could have maybe focused more on poking the enemy with charge shots, but because he was able to catch you with his ultimate and shoulder charge you, he puts you at such a weak HP that you like couldn't really contribute to the fight in any way. So you didn't do much in that team fight, unfortunately.
Leading the target.
No swamp on the Geist, should be an easy kill.
I see.
Almost killed the Mirage there, but
There you are.
looks like the Wraith and the Holiday might be trying to go mid, but that's not a good call.
Engage. They can't run
Farming,
forever.
farming. Lots of souls to get. Team fight breaking out here in the mid. Let's see how this goes. Catch Viscous.
Nice job.
Maybe be able to take mid here, but looks like the fight will continue. Mo's trying to catch the Wraith. Really awkward fight and positioning for you to be in right
Kill the
now.
Yamato!
This is only
Nice
the
damage though.
beginning.
Pull back.
This late in the game is great talent. I feel like you should be using your bird at the beginning of fights, not at the end or in order to like close out fights or to gain stacks. I think you're not necessarily trying to get as many stacks with your owl at this point, but the impact of that stun for 1 second
They're
and
in my sights.
damaging the entire team can be much more impactful, especially in fights like that where they're fighting inside in a really tight corridor situation where they're all clumped up and you don't really want to go in there yourself because then you just got tethered just a ton of damage and had to disengage immediately. I would have set the bird in at the start of that fight when it's breaking out, when the Moan Crow was going for the Wraith kill, or right after that. Wraith caught again.
Firing.
See right here? Yep, send the bird. Exactly. Big. And you get a stack from that too.
Thanks, Predator.
This guy should die here too, another charge shot.
I see Holiday.
There's Holiday behind you and Abrams. Nice shot.
Spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
Close miss.
Your loyalty will be rewarded.
Easy kill on the Holiday. Abrams and her were both
Very
heavily
impressive.
overextended. Mid should be easy for you guys to take here, and you should be able to take Patron as well
Setting
as
snare.
both shrines. Or at least drop Patron to weaken state.
The rejuvenator is descending.
This guy's kind of sticking around like he wants to steal, but goes in way too early.
Make a decent sidekick.
6k we go for Boundless. A couple open slots.
Without you,
I guess you could fill with some, you know, optional items, but like Ethereal Shift, I guess, is actually too expensive now, right? That's 6k. I don't know if Ethereal Shift's the move anymore. Maybe Warp Stone would be good.
Careful, Great Talon.
They killed Yamato!
Yamato dies.
Let's see what we catch, my friend.
Team is fully disengaging right now. Maybe get one more charge shot out and then send the bird.
Let them run. It will not see.
It's already dead, but you still gotta get some big damage on these two.
I see Holiday.
The Lashel, get the arrow on him. Killing the Lady Geist. There's still 2 up. Might be able to catch the Vindicta.
They only have one shrine left. The ritual must continue.
At this point, probably can't end the game, but you can definitely drop Hatred there. Oh, tough tether. See, without any defensive items on Great Talon, if you get put in situations like that where you get shoulder charged or tethered, you're just dead. There's nothing you can do. This late in the game, your 2 does nothing. You're not going to be able to jump away with that. You need a defensive item on Great Talon this late. You know, whether it's like something like Warp Stone where you can teleport out of the fight, or a debuff remover that can get you out of that tether, or Divine Barrier is also a cheap option as well.
I'll hold on for as long as I can.
Yeah, I mean, because of the nerf to Ethereal Shift, I mean, it's still a good item.
There's still time to
But
push
I
with the
personally would go with
Rejuvenator.
something like Warp Stone because it gives you spirit power, weapon damage, and some bullet resist after you teleport. In that situation, you can get out a little bit faster and then use your Rain of Arrows to disengage completely.
Bring your enemies.
A little bit more cleanly. But tough call. You do have 3k now. No superior stamina and no defensive item stuff. Enchanter's Barrier is good, but this late in the game, that spirit armor gets shredded so fast that it doesn't really provide the same value as something like armor. So at this point, at like 35 minutes in, you should probably be thinking about getting a defensive item that can get you out of those situational, you know, scenarios where you get caught, switching to armors instead of barriers, and getting superior stamina
Always
to
plan
give you
ahead.
some more mobility to position yourself better.
They can't run forever.
Farming. Let's see. Might break out in mid. Nope. The enemy team goes all the way back. Earn is up. You guys are down 10k still somehow. Even though you guys have flipped their patron. That's crazy. Those guys are farming hard. The Wraith has 44k. I think that's 42k.
Help me deliver this thing.
You guys get bridge buffs and earn here, hopefully.
The hunter strikes.
This is super risky to go for that vending machine. Yeah, just go fight with your team.
I see Vindicta.
They won't know what hit them.
Nice. Vindicta gets caught by the rat, Lashel.
Got himself killed.
I mean, again, so you chose to buy Mystic Reverb instead of a defensive item there. I mean, it's a great 6k item on Grey Talon, but you're getting so hyper-focused by this Abrams and Holiday that anytime they catch you, you're just dead. There's nothing you can do about it. So he gets you with the shoulder charge there. I think he actually Phantom Strike. He did. He Phantom Strike shoulder charged you. So as soon as he sees you, he's just instantly teleporting to you and then stunning you, and then there's nothing you can do. You're too squishy to resist that kind of damage. He's also got the Holiday has Curse. Oh, interesting. So yeah, I mean, this late in high elo lobbies, you need something to help peel for yourself, like an active item like debuff remover, or a warp stone to get you in a better position, or superior stamina to get you away from those situations faster. The reverb buy is a bit troll because you're not putting out enough damage with this to justify it. Whereas if you had a defensive item that kept you alive longer in team fights, you're actually contributing more in terms of damage. So like this late in the game, you need something to help peel.
We only have one shrine left.
So they're gonna flip your patron. I got 20k on you guys.
Protect the strong.
Trying to back off, but they don't get out. A few of them stay. The holiday gets caught.
The Lash is ready to be a team player.
Viscus also might get caught here. Looks like he does. It's actually huge because mid just came up. And you guys should be able to
It's
get
all
mid
coming
buff
together.
for free.
Death slams on cooldown.
But instead you're deciding to go and end the game, which is actually probably the right call, I guess. Take the 4v6 and try and end it.
Taking a shot. Meeting the target. I'll fire from
You need to play super safe because if they recatch you, you're just dead. He's coming for you.
I'll find them.
Vindicta picks
They
up
could
2.
be anywhere. Taking aim.
And the fight breaks apart. You guys don't have bed buff. You weren't able to end the game.
They're in my sights.
This probably ends up in a loss for you guys, just because now that they are all up, they can get mid, and they're gonna push with confidence, and they have significantly more money than you as a group. You can't contest this by yourself. Yamato might be able to if she had ult, but she doesn't have ult.
The rejuvenator.
There will be no escape.
Good timing on the bird. And Mirage is able to steal the...
Fade us forever.
Mirage gets the steal there? That's crazy. With the tornado stun on them, plus the bird stun. That's huge. I don't want to watch that back, actually.
I see Wraith.
I see you.
Not far.
Cat.
I want to see this from Mirage's POV. I'm guessing he just waits for you to stun them with the bird and then goes in with the tornado and then heavy melees. But we'll see.
The rejuvenator is descending.
Oh, he teleports it. Interesting. Why that is. Oh, he gets unstoppable. Become immune to stun, silence, shoot. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
I see.
Let's take out Ray.
Last team fight of the game here. Nice catch on the Viscus before he's able to ball. Big damage. Reverb killed the Wraith, it looks like. That's pretty nice.
Without your efforts,
You guys
they
have
would
mid
not
buff.
die so easily.
So the Mirage and the Yamato came back very fast. Another 6v4 here. Holiday gets blown up immediately upon moving.
Stirred up something.
Or lasso.
Was best left sleeping.
The spirit urn is waiting to
You guys should just be able to burn this patron down in the game.
battle was not without cause. Nice.
Great game, Stos. Very well played. 12 and 4 and 10 in an Oracle 6 lobby. Not easy. Early game was really good. Got a lot of kills. Let's look at your damage breakdown real quick before we go too far into commentary. So Mostly charged shot, guided owl, gun damage, improved burst, a little bit of mystic shot. Reverb comes into play towards the end there. So I'll start with the early game. I think, unfortunately, because the enemy team was playing so passive and decided to freeze the lane on you guys, I think they got a ton of denies on you in the laning phase. Like 21 denies. That is disgusting. I mean, it's very hard to play against a Holiday and an Abrams in lane once they start catalysting and like snowballing ahead of you, because if they freeze the lane and play under their own tower, they can just lasso you or shoulder charge you and immediately kill you if you even try to contest that lane. So don't shoot any of the creeps early on as Great Talon. If you shove the lane, it puts you in a vulnerable position, unfortunately, and there's nothing you can do to counter that. So as far as laning phase goes, don't touch the creeps. Just try and focus on confirming the souls when they pop up out of the minions and poking the enemy with your gun a little bit more. I think you're pretty good at getting the charge shots in to chip away at the enemy's health, but I think you just need to, like, every time you can see your opponents in lane, just trying a little bit to poke them instead of poking the minions and chipping down the health there is going to help you a lot in lane to prevent things like these freezes from happening against you and losing the soul differential. I think you got three actually early bird kills, which was really nice up against the Geist in her lane. So you were able to catch her at low health, which is really good to recognize, and it's helped you to stabilize a lot going into the mid game. Mid game was pretty good. Farmed pretty effectively throughout the mid and got another like 4 or 5 bird kills, I think, and contributed to help with your team in the earn fights. I think as things transitioned into late game, you need to try and pivot from your typical build a little bit and go with something that is a little bit more defensive. So if we go to scoreboard and look at your build, you know, you're heavy on spirit, which is, I think, your typical build when you're snowballing, and you are 12-4 here, so you are snowballing. But your soul lead is not there, and at least it wasn't throughout the entirety of the game. You know, the enemy had more souls than you for the majority of this game, and unless you're really, really like 10k ahead, 5k ahead, 15k ahead against your enemies, you can't go so glass cannon like this. You need something to help peel, and at some point in time, like in the second or third big team fight, you need to recognize that this Abrams has got your fucking number. Like, he is solely focused on killing you in all of these team fights, and the Vindicta as well is trying to, you know, just tunnel vision onto you. I think every time this guy saw you, he immediately phantom striked you and then shoulder charged you, and that was the end of your team fight. You couldn't do anything after that. Shit. I just backed out of the lobby. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it overall. Try and get a defensive item like a Warp Stone, Ethereal Shift, or build into superior stamina to help you kind of position a little bit better against the Abrams and the Vindicta from tethering you. You can also go with something like Debuff Remover if you want to remove that tether. But for the most part, it's not going to help you against an Abrams who's going to shoulder charge stun you or Phantom Strike against you. So I think Warp Stone's a little bit better on Great Talon to just help you quickly get out of a fight and get that bullet resist. Yeah, overall, good game. I think you did a shit ton of damage with your charged shots and bird. You're getting a lot better at zeroing in on your enemies with those things and confirming kills. And I think with a few small improvements to your micro and how you act early on in the lane and your build order and decisions in terms of situationals and active items, some small tweaks here and there, and you're easily like high Phantom, if not Ascendant. So keep it up, man. GG's.